Yeah, just a quick review of the book, Essential Ultrasound Anatomy. So the book's divided up into about 13 chapters. So I'll name each one briefly just to give you an idea what's in the book, see if it's something you're interested in. The first chapter is kind of an introduction. 2 is basic ultrasound physics. 3 is the back. 4 is the upper limb. Covers things like the shoulder, the brachial plexus, the arm, and the elbow. 5 is the lower limb. Covers the thigh, the inguinal area, the knee, ankles. 6 goes on to do the thorax, covers things like the chest wall, the pleura. 7 is the heart. 8 is the abdomen and looks into things like the abdominal wall, the gallbladder, the spleen, kidneys, etc. 9 is the female pelvis. 10 is the male pelvis. 11 covers the neck, face, and eye. 12 goes over focused assessment and sonography for trauma. And 13 is clinical applications. So yeah, as you can see, the book covers a lot of information, and I think if you're looking for a practical, comprehensive coverage of the ultrasound images and the important structures, most frequently encountered in daily practice, I think, yeah, this would definitely be a very good resource. Now, another good resource, if you do a lot of scans, I know sonographers, they have a high rate of work-related musculoskeletal injuries. This would be things like shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, the wrist, and everything. Just want to bring up one other resource briefly. Easy exercises and quick fixes for sonographers with pain. Basically, this is a book that has like some exercises in it you can do, and basically kind of starts down at the thumb and kind of works its way up the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, the neck, the lumbar spine. So here again, if you have problems, you just kind of like say I have a shoulder problem, then you go to the shoulder section and it gives you some exercises to do. The exercises just take like a minute or two a day and you just do them a couple times a week. Or if you're a starting sonographer and you don't want to end up in pain, like a lot of coworkers, these would be something good to do for prevention if you start feeling any funny symptoms in your wrist or your shoulder. Just real briefly, kind of goes into also the thumb, feels like distraction techniques. If you have like thumb arthritis, distraction feels really good in your thumb because it just takes all the pressure off the joints. A couple of muscles, the abductor pollicis longus and the first dorsal interossei, those two muscles strengthen the thumb joint, so that'll keep you out of trouble. The wrist has a technique to instantly lower carpal tunnel. A lot of repetitive wrist motions can drive the pressure up in the carpal tunnel and give you carpal tunnel syndrome. So using this technique, if you do it frequently throughout the day, you keep that pressure down and avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. You get a little thing for wrist distraction. Also goes over some stretches for the wrist. Some strengthening exercises for the wrist. Let's see, covers things like, spend a lot of time on the wrist here actually. Increasing wrist circulation. After a long day of scanning, your wrist might just have had it at the end of the day. So this shows you like a contrast therapy technique where you're alternating heat and cold. And that just kind of flushes the toxins out of there. It just kind of really super increases the circulation, really feels good. Kind of like resets your wrist. Has some massage techniques with like a tennis ball. Just to give you an idea. Goes into some splints. Shoulder, rotator cuff strengthening. If you have any kind of shoulder problem, you need to be strengthening your rotator cuff to keep you out of trouble, especially if your shoulder starts to fatigue while you're doing a lot of scanning. The rotator cuff is the main stabilizing muscle of the shoulder. And because your shoulder is such a shallow ball and socket joint, it really, the rotator cuff is really the main stabilizing group of muscles. And so you keep that strong, keeps you out of trouble. Anyway, it goes into things like some stretches for your shoulder, and covers the neck, gives you a strengthening exercise. If you have neck pain, there's a strengthening exercise that's been shown to help with neck pain. Here's a few of the stretches, and also goes over the low back, has some stretches there, and multifidus strengthening. I thought that was interesting. The multifidus muscles of the back are the key stabilizers of the spine. Strengthening your multifidus muscle is a proven way to prevent and treat low back pain. So if you're bending over a lot, you get good joint stability in your vertebrae, keep everything where it's at, you keep you out of trouble. So yeah, just a good resource for sonographers. But yeah, like I say, if you're looking for a good ultrasound anatomy book, I think this is a great resource, so definitely check it out.